Hey guys, my name is Jennifer and I am Genevieve Designs. We're going to make another page setup for the album that we're currently making, which is the Simple Vintage Meadow Flowers. We're just going to call it Vintage Meadow, I think. I haven't decided yet because I'm still like, I haven't even edited but one video so far as of the recording of this video. But anyway, I'm trying to record several videos to get kind of ahead of the game, you know what I mean? But anyway, so Vintage Meadow, we're using the Timeless Printable Scrapbook album templates, and we're using the Flutter background design, but you could use whatever background design you want. You could use there's a free background design in this set of templates, and it's the Vintage Script. You can just use that. If you have the butterfly one, that one would work with this paper collection. If you have the floral one, that would work with this paper collection. There's a lot of them that will work with this paper collection, but I'm just using the Flutter one for my project. So this is the page setup we did last, which I love. I think it's gorgeous. I love the stamping on the vellum, and it's in a playlist specifically for this album, and I will link that up there in the cards and in the description box. So it's a playlist that starts from the beginning and works its way down until the end. Well, when we get to that point, because obviously I'm filming at this point. But anyway, so if you ever get lost, you can go find that playlist, and you can find the video where you last left off, and you can keep going from there. I also put timestamps in the description box, and I'll pin everything in the first comment below the video as well. Sometimes it's harder to find the description box. Sometimes it's easier to find the comment section. Sometimes it's easier to find the description box. They just like messing with us. I've now decided that that's what's going on. YouTube, they just like to mess with us and make things, you know, complicated where we have to look around all the time to figure things out. But anyway, so I try the best I can to make this information as easily accessible and findable for you guys as I can. There's also, I'm going to set this aside, and also I'm going to tell you, I stapled this, but I wanted to tell you, the Essentials kit, the Collections kit, and the, just as a reminder, and the Vintage Basic kit that I'll go with this collection is what I'm using. You do not have to use all three of these, but I wanted the Collector's kit and the Collection kit to have two of each sheet. So if you're going to get any, just get those two. If you can't get all three, just get those two. And there, as the time of filming, they are still available. So all that's linked in the description box and the first pinned comment. And there's an Amazon list too for this project. It's specifically for this project. I had everything that I can into that list so that you can find things easily. I did want to show you though, because I found another wax seal color. I'm not going to be using it in this project, but it is gorgeous. Okay, I mean, it may work, I don't know, but I'm not gonna use it in this project because we're using this color here. But look at this color. Isn't that beautiful? It's not sparkly. It's kind of it's shiny, obviously, because it's wax, but it's not, it's more of a matte. I don't even know how to explain it, but it's stunning. It's very earthy, and I don't know. I just love it. Isn't it beautiful? Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you. I'll link it down below. Not in the Amazon list, but like differently, like on its own, if you want to check it out, because it's gorgeous. What was it called? I think Forest Green, maybe? I don't know. But if you don't see it down there in the Amazon list, the one where I've linked to this color, it's also on that same listing. So, but it's gorgeous if you wanted to check that out. Okay, that was a little bit of a sidetrack. Sorry about that. I just was looking at it and it's beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to set this page setup aside. So here's what we got so far. We've got our covers, and then this is going to be, eventually, it's going to be attached to the inside back cover. And it's going to be there. But we need to start building our pages, because our pages have to go up underneath here. Excuse me. So this binding system that I have it's a cascading binding system. So it like, well, I guess I can, let me show you what this. So this is an example of the cascading binding system. I've got a 3D pocket on each one, but so like here's where this would be at the bottom. So it would be like that. So the way it works is the top page, I'm not gonna squish it though because I don't have anything in there. The top page is underneath that bottom page, right? Then the next page is on top of that top page, and then so on and so forth. And then there would be that bottom piece. So we have to kind of work in a different manner. It can be, sometimes it can be a little confusing, but we're just making one page setup at a time. So this is where we are so far. And now I'm going to show you everything that I have prepped and ready for today's video. And a lot of it I've already printed, I've cut it up, cut it out, inked it up, all the things, but I will explain everything as we go. So the first thing is, out of the templates, I printed page 3, which is the base layer 1. So this will be the next layer from this, okay? I printed page 3 onto 80-pound white cardstock, and I printed the flutter version. So there's a flutter version, if you bought the flutter, whatever background design you bought, there's a flutter version, there is a vintage script version, and there's a plain version, and there's also the guide version, which is what this book is made from. So I printed that, I cut it out, and I scored. I did put tape on the back of this, but I think the tape actually, well, there's tape on the back of that, so we may end up having to put tape, I don't know. But anyway, you can skip that part for now if you want to. So I inked out both sides. So there's the back side, there's the plain white. So then I took page 33, which is the mats for that page, and I traced it out of a cardstock. So it actually, I traced it this way. But let me show you that cardstock so you can see. So it's the one, whoop, uh-oh, something just went flying. What was that? Oh. It's the one that has the book page looking stuff on it. But I printed off, I traced it out. I'm sorry, I keep saying the wrong thing. This page. So, and then I think I actually made a boo-boo because I cut it at the wrong height, I think. And that's why this piece is here in my hand. But that's okay. So, yep. So I'm going to put these aside in my crafty tray. And then when I have large pieces like this, I like to put them in one of these plastic holders that hold a 12 by 12 paper when I have the large pieces. That way they don't get lost. And also when I cut into cut-aparts, I like to put those sheets in here as well. It helps me stay organized, and I like to share those little tips with you guys. So I cut these out and inked them up. So there's one thing that we're gonna need. And then the next is, whoops, my tape is not staying stuck very well. Page 8 is this page. And here is what I have done. So I printed it onto white cardstock. I printed the plain version. We're not going to be using this part today, so I'm going to set that aside. But we are going to be using these two parts. So these two are actually, they're called gatefold doors. Gatefold doors 1 and 2, but we're going to be using them as a short pocket. So for one of them, I cut them apart. I cut the top and bottom tab off and left the long tab. I inked up both sides, even though you didn't need to because we're making a pocket. I inked up both sides, and I put tape on one side. It doesn't matter which. And then I notched the top and bottom of the tab. And the other one, I left all 3 tabs on, put tape on it. I did ink this back edge here, and then I cut it to where it's not going to overlap. Okay, and then I notched or mitered those 2 top corners. So that's going to be a short pocket. And then I traced the mats for this, which is on page 38. I traced them out of this pretty cardstock here from the paper collection. So I traced it, cut them out, inked them up, and those are going to be the mats for that. So put these aside, put that stuff up. So there's that one. And then what's next? What's next? And then page 15. So this is the waterfall part 1. So there's a waterfall part 1 and part 2. I just did the part 1, and I printed it with the Flutter background design. Then I sent it through the printer again and printed the Shades of Color number 7, Shades of Color 2, number 7. I printed that over top, and then I also, which gives it a very cool look, right? And then I cut these top 2 tabs off and did all of that. Now, if you didn't want to use page 15 and you wanted to make it more simple, because I also printed some photo mats from the Photo Mats Essentials. These are going to be matting the inside of this, but you also could have just simply printed the Photo Mats Essentials, this page on cardstock, left it whole, flipped it over, and printed the same Shades of Color number 7 on the back side, and you could have done the same thing. So you have options there. Either way will work out great. So I wanted to share that with you, just in case you wanted, an option, or you needed less bulk, or because this does add just a tiny bit of bulk, but this is 28-pound paper, so it's not super thick, so it's not that bad. All right, so I'm gonna throw some of these things in the trash, the garbage bowl, and the others I'm gonna put in the crafty trays. So I'm going to set this aside. So I cut it out, I scored it, inked both sides, and we're going to be matting the white side with the Photo Mats Essentials. And this is actually going to be an insert. And lately I've been moving my inserts around all over the place in my albums, and it's kind of to the point where it's comical. I'll just keep moving them around. And then in the last video, we printed a page off we printed this page off. We used this part as the pocket, but then we had this left over. Well, we're going to use it in today's video. So this one, I just cut it out. I scored it, I inked it on both sides, and then I traced the mats out, and I had to do them, I had to do it like this. So here's the mat for that page. I had to flip it over like that and trace it out like this because of the way we're folding it. So you need to pay attention to the way you're folding your, what do I call it? Floating pocket, library pocket, medium library pocket. So I traced all of that out of this pretty green and pink. This one was part of the basics. So if you didn't buy this one, you could just use one of the Shades of Color. The green one, I think. Let me see which one that was. Did I find a green one that worked? Or you could just use your ink too. I don't know if I did. Oh yeah, number 1. Shades of Color 2, number 1. But anyway, so there's that one. I need to put that in my plastic pocket. So I traced all the mats out of that same thing. And then, what else? Oh, page 27. This is the insert for that pocket, for that medium library pocket. So I printed this one onto 80-pound white cardstock in the Flutter background. and I cut it out, and then I notched it with my We Are Memory Keepers corner chompers. I used the angle on the photo angle one, and then for the mat, I traced this out of a scrap that we already have from the previous video. Trace the mat out onto the scrap and onto the scrap, and then I use the large angle from the large small angle We Are Memory Keepers corner chomper to mat it. The large one mats the angle one perfectly. So, and then of course everything's inked up and ready to go. Is that it? I'm gonna set this aside for now because we don't need any more of that. All right, let's start with this page here. So again, everything is already, I've already got it prepped. So it's gonna go on this side. Not right this second, but this is where it's gonna go. So we're gonna build on top of this side. And I think what we're gonna do first is we're gonna make this pocket, and then we're gonna add it onto this page. So again, we've got one that has a long tab and then one that has all 3 tabs. And I am going to attach the pocket to the one that has the long tab. So the tape needs to be facing up. We are going to take this piece here and attach it down here. So we're going to start with this long tab first. Actually, I'm going to turn this away. And I'm going to take that tape off of the long tab. You could use the glue stick if you wanted some wiggle room while you put it down. It gives you just a second. My tape, I had gotten a new roll of tape out, and it's like the first few times I've used it, it's like there's this stringy stuff. It looks like it's hair, but it's not hair. It's very weird. But anyway, all right, so I'm going to not go over the score mark there, and I'm going to get this down. Whoa, I almost got it down in the wrong spot. Like that. Then I'm going to flip it back, and then we're going to put a piece of long, regular wrapping paper tape. What do you call this kind of tape? I'll have to show you. I know you all know what I'm talking about. Just your standard Scotch. Let me grab one. This is what I use, Scotch magic tape. Anyway, it's photo safe, so I imagine it's safe for your papers as well. So we do this because the inserts, I don't want them to get stuck on that little ridge right there. And I'm going to move that out of the way. And then we're going to put these 2 side pieces down. And then we're going to burnish. And then we're going to attach this whole piece, we're going to attach it down to the page without going over this score mark. So I'm going to remove the tape backing. I'm going to put this down like that, and I'm going to burnish. I'm going to ink just right here and right there. So now I think I'm going to mat this page and also this gusset here. Is that what it's called? A gusset? A spine? This is the tab, so this is, I guess, the spine of the page. So let's do that. Let's mat those two. Tell you what though, I hate it when they stick up like that, like when the pocket pops up. It won't entirely, but you'll see. All right, so let me, I need my glue to come down. Hold on. Be right back. All right, so inside this bottle is Fabri-Tac. So this is a Sugar Bell bottle. And I do have them linked in the Amazon list. You could use tape if you want to. Wow, I'm just real shaky. You could use art glitter glue if you want to, but I've been having such fits with my art glitter glue. I don't know if it's just too hot and humid in my space or what, but I'm having fits with it, so I keep kind of like passing it over, you know, like, I don't want to mess with you today. So, you know, I'm wondering, did I get a bad batch, or is it just climate, you know? Climate can change your glue, can affect it in a lot of ways. I know that seems like a lot of glue, but it's really not that much. All right, I'm just giving it a little wiggle to get it to the right spot. I am going to burnish this. Okay, and while we're matting things, I'm going to mat, that's the edge, I'm going to mat the front and back of the pocket as well, the flip pocket. That looks really good so far, doesn't it? Okay. All right, next, let's put together our little medium library pocket. Let's mat everything. And then we'll put that together. And you'll see where, if you've already seen like the thumbnail, you already know where it's going, but hang on just a second. So we just need to decide which one's going to be on top and which one's going to be on bottom. I kind of like it where the curvy one is over top of that there, just like that. So we're going to close this up. We're going to put a little bit of glue here and a little bit of glue here and close that up. Now for this bottom part, we are just going to do the two sides. I like having this little tuck. It's adorable to have a little space where you can tuck things in. So that's what we're going to do. Ooh, squeezed right on out, didn't it? I put a lot of glue. Alright. While I got my glue out, I'm going to mat this. So I already showed you that I did the corners because it's normally just a rectangle, but I like the tag. So we'll make it a tag here in just a second. Alright, so this is going to go in here like that. Isn't that cute? Okay. So this whole contraption is going to go, I think it's going to go up here, like this. I think it's where I'm going to put it. But let me show you some of the things I've got for this to go in here. Okay, first, let's start with the tags. So I've got this tag. And out of the paper collection, I might need that paper clip. I have chosen the tag down here. I cut that out, inked it up on both sides. I might even leave it just like that. I poke it, poke the hole. And then I also picked this tag from this is the 6x8 paper pad. I also picked this tag out, and I think we're gonna do that as a combo. Sorry about that, I just had a little sneezy fit. Anyway, so this is from the 6x8 paper pad. But if you didn't have this, you could just make a tag out of any of the paper or embed it all together. You don't have to put it in at all. So I'm gonna set both of these aside for now. So I've got these two and I have that. So I'm gonna make everything a tag. So let me start by measuring where the center of this one is. This is a Tim Holtz. This is a Tim Holtz ruler. And you can either go from the center out either way, or it's a 12-inch ruler on the other side. And ooh, I need to pick a color. Oh, I can't use blue. How about green? Would that be weird? No. But I also, you know how on this one we stamped the same color? Let's do it with the scorched timber. Okay, I'm gonna grab the page back. Oops, I don't need that. I'm going to take the stamp and use the scorched timber. This is bundled sage. This is what I use, the Distress Oxide bundled sage. Oops. And Phew, excuse me. I apologize, you guys. The pollen's really high right now, even though I take allergy medicine every day. Alright, let's just go over just a little bit. So, I don't know, do we like that? Do we like that better than the tone on tone? It's real snug. So there it is with the scorched timber. I don't even know if you can see. And then tone on tone, but it's pink. I know it's gonna be hard to tell the difference, but like, you see how the tone on tone, it's not as noticeable. It gives it a little character, but this you can actually see it. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. Leave me a comment. Goodness. All right, so I'm going to attach one of these on one side here. Oop. I'm going to try using these and see if I can't get it on there a little bit better. My fingers sometimes get in the way. Well, maybe not. It's almost like I put too much pressure on myself to get it right. Okay, then I'm just going to punch through with my regular old hole punch. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to add another one to the back side. Yeah. Then let me punch this one out. I would assume it's a standard, pretty close. And then this one, I'm going to use, is that weathered wood? I'm going to use weathered wood, I think. We're just going to use plain. I don't know if it'll look weird or not. I'm going to try to go over top of it. Because I feel like it's down too far, like it should be up higher. It could just be me. Oh, I can't tell. It looks like it's so off center. Let's see. It's hard to get things right in the center. Good enough. And look at the pretty backside. Look at that backside. Come on, camera, focus for me. Oh, are you not gonna focus? Look how pretty the backside is. It might not be focusing. I can't see. I can't see in my monitor. But it's a pretty. It's that pretty. It's a pretty floral. I like it. Okay. We've got those 3. So this is these. Let's see. I think I'm gonna have no. I was gonna have, I think, the smaller one maybe, kind of sort of attached, or do I want it to be on the pink one? All right, I'm gonna grab, what row? What row? That's not what I meant to do. Just trying to find the end. There we go. So this one, I'm gonna have to shorten those. And then I was gonna have those 2 like together, but loosely, like it's not gonna be tied tight. So you can still see both sides of the tag. And then that's going to go in there. That could even stick out on that side if we wanted it to. But I'm not going to because I want to show you. I want to show you what I have planned. Okay, so this is going to go here. I have a few more ideas. And I'll show you. So this is part of the ephemera that came with one of the essentials, collector's essentials kit. And I wanted that to just be like, I inked it up on both sides. Whoops. I wanted that to just kind of be like tucked in here like this, because I think that is so cute. And then I have 2, okay. I have 2 flowers. So part of this template, there are fussy cut flowers. And the vintage script that comes with it also has a fussy cut flowers. And if you print them, oh, I thought I had I do. If you print 2 of them on the same page, then you can shrink them down to smaller sizes. So this might be that same size. Let me see. Yeah, so this would be the biggest, and if you print 2 of that page to a page, you get even smaller sizes. So I love that you can have the bigger ones and you can have the small. You could print as whatever size you want to print them at to give all the different sizes, because this is a full sheet. This is what they look like on the sheet. But if you print 2 of these on one page, then you get several sizes. So I just picked out a couple of the small ones, and I was going to use those. And then this is also from the number cards. Where are they at? I also printed smaller, so like the actual size of that 24 is bigger. So I printed, let's see, 2 to a page. Do I have an actual 24? Well, let's just pick 25. Oh, there's a 24. So these are number cards, and that's what the big size it looks like. And then I printed them 2 to a page, so we get a smaller version. So just keep that in mind. You have size options. I'll have everything linked in a collector's list for all the printables that I use in this project, just in case. If you didn't want to use a number card, you could literally, and let's do it just so you can see, you can stamp the 24 right onto here. So I'm going to get the 2. There's the 2. There's a 4. So this is a new product this year that I'm using. I just got it, and you could do the good enough. Just like that. But I also have these. I love using these. These were a purchase from Hobby Lobby years ago, and I love these so much. So you could have just used that 24. But you can't, I don't know if these are easily available. I'll look for them again, but I bet, I don't know. Stampabilities, I'll look for them. If I can find these, because I actually prefer these numbers over these numbers. But if I can find them, I will have a separate little link down below in the description box, because these are my favorite numbers. But I love this set of numbers and letters, upper and lower. And they're a little smaller, so it depends on what you're looking for. So you can do that if you didn't want to use these little number cards. Okay, next thing is I want to use these brads. They're sticker brads, they're not real brads. But if you don't have the brads, you can just use a regular brad. Just a regular old regular. I don't know if I have one close by. Where's my regular old regulars? I have a bunch of rusted ones, which are lovely. You could use rusted ones. That would be kind of fitting now, to be honest, with this type of theme, rusted metal, because you know outside metal rusts pretty easy. But anyway, I was going to use a couple of these little thingies here. I just need to figure out what color I want to use. So there's hot pink, there's yellow, there's green, there's blue, purple, hot pink, yellow, green, blue, purple. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to use a small one for the small one, then like the next size up, which might be cool. Let's do that. Let's use Joy. I don't know if it'll stick on here without glue. Well, of course it'll stick on there. And also I haven't I didn't ink them up, and I haven't made them dimensional. I've just kind of left them flat, but I feel like we could if we want to. Let's see. Let's just ink it up on the back, and let's just make them, just give them a little bit of something. It doesn't have to be much. So there's one, and then I don't know if we'll do anything. What color do I want? So I used Pink Joy, so let's use blue. No, let's use yellow. Let's use yellow. You might have to put some liquid glue to keep them down, because I don't know how well that'll hold. So I was going to do a couple flowers, and then I was going to stick this 24 in here somewhere like this. What do you think? I think it looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do it. I'm going to glue this one down first. I'm just going to put glue right in the middle because I don't want to get that. We'll do this. And should we stick this in here? Well, alright, I'm going to put a little bit of glue in the middle here. Me leaving my glue set has not been good. And then I'm going to stick that in here. Yep. You can even make these smaller, the numbers smaller, if you print more to a page. So before I glue that down though, I need to get the insert ready because I want to see what it's going to look like all together before I glue that down. But isn't that cute? The insert. So actually I'm not going to do anything to the outside of this insert because I'm not sure yet what I want to do. But the inside I am going to put these photo mats down. So I'm going to just go around the outer edge. What's nice about these is it's thin enough where you can just put your photo right over top. And it doesn't add a lot of bulk. Whereas if you had like a cardstock underneath and then you had your photo corners and then you add your photo, that adds a little bit more thickness to your album. So using these as placeholders and then, you know, adding your photo, which if you didn't have that corner chomper, you could still put your photo there and it would give the impression that there might be an actual photo corner under there. So there's that. And then I wanted to do, where's my 4x6? 4x6. My 4x6 from my stamp set. Oops, sorry about the glare. There we go. My stamp set here. I have it linked down below. They say they've ordered them, and well, I haven't actually talked to them. I've heard them say it in a video that I need to ask them. I need to contact them and see if they're how much longer they're going to be out of stock. But if you go and put your name on a list for when it gets restocked, they'll let you know. All right, so I'm going to take the 4x6. And I'm just going to put it on here. 4x6. 4x6. And that probably bothers some of you that this is lighter than that, but I'm not bothered. Okay, so we've got that. And again, I'm just going to leave it like this for now. So this will be in the pocket. This is one thing that'll be in the pocket. Now we could add other things. So what I was trying to decide is this insert, if that's where it stays, let's say that's exactly where it stays, that looks really nice together. If it gets shifted around a little bit, I think it would look better if this was up higher. So that's what I'm going to do. So yeah, I'm going to do that. Now I'm going to take, and just in case I decide I want to make it into like a little tuck on the other side, I'm just going to go along the outer edge to glue this. I'm going to have it cattywamped. I mean, I doubt that I'll make it like into a little side tuck, but you never know. You never know. So when this opens, it looks, okay, so let's say the insert's not in there. That's what it looks like on the back side if that insert isn't there. So you could technically do like a little hidey spot there. They could tuck a little note there because it's a tuck. Let me grab a sheet of paper here. Let's see, it's a tuck now, if you want it to. But all right, let's put this back in. And that's what we have. That's what we got going on now, you guys. Doesn't that look really good? Okay, so this will be under here. So it'll be like this. So we'll have this little flip. Boop. We'll have this flip. Maybe. Opens up like this. We haven't done anything here yet. And then we have this pocket, this 3D pocket that flips. So yeah, that is the end of today's video. If you enjoyed making this page setup with me, give me a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Make sure you check out all the description box info and links and things if you're interested in products. And thank you so much for joining me today, you guys. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.